Welcome to Real Life with Jenny. My name's Jenny Sanaparatna. Grab your favorite drink, get yourself a snack, and we will get started. Today I have Butterscotch Blondie Black Tea. It is so delightful. Thank you so much for the person that gave this to me. Yum. And I have my favorite Scotcheroos. My mother-in-law made them for me, and I love these any time of the year. Like, it does not matter, Christmas, spring, summer, it does not matter, but at fall they are really yummy. And I have white cheddar popcorn because today is a two snack kind of day. So let's get real. I want to talk a little bit about the questions that I've been asked and have not maybe answered on this podcast because there's been so much going on, and I feel like life has gone really quickly for me in the last 6 months. And so I just thought I'd do a little update one. So keep tuned. Your question will be answered. Well, at least I think it will be. All right. So first thing, let's talk about our ministry. So my husband and I celebrated 20 years of doing our on-the-road ministry called Christ Connection, where we talk about faith and prayer and all kinds of good stuff. This year, we're actually going to hit 70 services in 2025. And that is a crazy amount, which is also why my brain is completely fried most of the time. We have been running at a very strong pace this year. Hopefully next year, we're going to slow it down a little bit. We're planning on going to Spain next year in February. We have a church invite over there, so we're going to go. And our goal is to go to any church, no matter the size. That has been our prayer for 20 years. And we'll be going to Spain for a short little trip. I don't think it's going to be super long. It's going to be under 2 weeks. I know that. And my husband will be turning 50 while we're there, so it's a bonus. So we'll be doing that and kind of traveling around Spain, looking at different things, doing content creation. Is that what it is? Content creator? I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. So we've got that going on, and it has been so busy that I barely know where I am each Sunday. It has just been wild, which is good and also not good at the same time. It's been a wild ride. I know that we've got a retreat that we're speaking at this weekend that I'm really excited about what God's going to do. And, just those moments that you just kind of take a breath and go, wow, this has been amazing. So speaking of ministry, we'll kind of run into that real quick here. So the last week we were at a convention that there were leaders from all over the world, and we had the opportunity to just serve coffee. Like, all I did is write names on cups and put a smile, smiled when I had, took their coffee order. That's all I did, and they never let me make coffee, which was okay. I did try the coffee, and their hot chocolate was amazing. Thank you, Corner Coffee. Like, I cannot wait to get there really soon and get my fix of hot chocolate. So that was just one of the most amazing weeks in my life, that I realized that being behind the scenes is something that I really love. I have always loved that kind of thing. But the problem is when you're an introvert, you have so much energy, right? Like, there's just so much people energy that you can handle. And I made the mistake of doing my pastor's wives retreat the Saturday after the 5 days of being that servant. And so by the time I got to my pastor's wives retreat, I really didn't have a lot left in the tank. And it was our first inaugural pastor's wives event that we've ever thrown. It's been my heart for 2 years now to get pastor's wives together in a room, let them chat, give them something fun, and just spoil them. That is my heart. I want to do this all over the country if I can. In fact, the world. But that's, Jenny, calm down. One state at a time. But I wanted to tell you how that went, because I've had so many people reach out and say, how did the pastor's wives event go? And I will tell you the honest truth. It was a challenge for me. It was, throwing a party is never a challenge, because I've been doing that for almost 30 years now, where put an event in front of me. Sure. I remember Back at my old job, they were like, "Hey, you're in charge of the spaghetti dinner." And I was like, "That's in like 3 weeks." And they're like, "Yeah, you're in charge. Go ahead and figure it out." And that was just how it went. And I threw a spaghetti dinner for several hundred people. That was just fun. Anyway, so the event, that part wasn't so difficult. It was more figuring out who was in the area and how far away people were. So we had 8 women come, which it was in northern Minnesota, and so many of them drove hours to get there. Like, it was just so incredible, the people that came. It was just amazing because it's one of those areas that there aren't many people that are close. Everybody is so far away. Everything's so spread out. So that 8 people came was pretty miraculous. And I had one of my girlfriends who has been doing ministry for 20 plus years. She is just so amazing. Come and partner with me and just has committed to pray for those ladies that showed up that day. And her heart is just, she inspires me every time I meet with her. Like, I'm just like, I need to dig deeper. You know, you need those people in your life that make you want to be better. And she is one of those people. And I was just so grateful that she took the time to come. We did crafts, we had snacks. The problem with the snacks is I didn't have the time to really get like heartfelt snacks. Does that make sense? Am I that weird person that, like, I love making snacks? So I made caramel corn, but that's all I had time for because we were at this event right beforehand. So that was kind of a bummer for me. But next year, ladies, next year. So we did plan that we'll probably do another one in that area. I'm hoping to do one in the Twin Cities at my home, I believe, this fall, and then I'm going to do 2 more in this spring. And I don't know where they're going to be. I don't know what doors God's going to open up. But my heart is for pastors' wives to get together and just have a place that they can feel safe. So there's that. That's what's happening there. I didn't do so great. Like, I had something God wanted me to share, and I had zero energy. In fact, there was one moment in the room where it was kind of silent. And my brain went, "Jenny, what do you, like, make a conversation?" And my brain went, huh? It was just like, not my shining moment. Let me just tell you, I just felt really bad that I had so little energy to give them, but I will be praying for them for the next 6 months, and they know that I love them and that God loves them, and that's what's important. So I feel like that's a win, right? That's a win. Yay! All right. So let's talk about the other question I get, my car. I did a podcast on my car and God's miraculous thing. Yes, we paid for it and now we're catching up. We are doing okay financially. Here we are. It's still kind of a scary space, but that's okay because the cushion is gone. But God is in control. Do I love my car? Yes, I do. We have named her Pepper. Because she's the color of Iron Man and the color of Dr. Pepper. And Iron Man's girlfriend is Pepper, if you don't know. And Dr. Pepper is my husband's favorite drink, if he drinks caffeine, which he never does. But so we named the car Pepper. I am obsessed with the car. I love the car. So we were driving 5 hours this weekend, or the weekend before, 6 hours. It doesn't matter. Like, we have been in the car more than we're at home at this point. And at one point, my husband was like, "I am really hot." And I kind of looked at him like, what is going on? Because I'm always warm and he's always cold. But this car has dual sides. So my side was like a refrigerator. Like, I put my hand against his arm and he was like, "Oh," because my hand was like a frozen popsicle. And he was on his side sweating. And I was like, this is the most amazing car I have ever seen in my life. I was like, this is so awesome. Plus, I could put all of the supplies for the pastor's wives for a week of all of the things that we needed. Like, it was just crazy. Because when you do a craft event, because we did crafts at this last pastor's wives, you need a lot of stuff. Like, it is amazing how much stuff you can shove in this car. I'm like, awesome. Let's do this. So, loving my car. Pepper has been a great addition to our lives. She doesn't get great gas mileage, but she gets okay gas mileage, and I'm going to take it. I'm going to take that for a win. So, the other thing that a lot of people have been asking me about is Costco. Guys, I have not figured out Costco. It is not a win yet. I have to be honest with you. I have done one shopping experience and I have been in there at least once a week. Sometimes I go twice a week just to kind of get my money's worth of samples because I am not getting my money's worth of savings. So I have gone in there, I don't know, have at least a dozen times at this point and have maybe bought items twice. Last time I went through, it was actually 2 times in one day because we went through and it was like a crazy zoo. None of the samples were out yet. It was 11:30 in the morning and there were no samples out. I was very disappointed. And the lines were like 10 people deep in each line. So we're like, let's come back. We'll go run our other errands and then come back. So we went and we ran our other errands. I came back to Costco and the samples were ready. And you know what's weird? I thought I would buy the things that they sample. And so far, I haven't liked any of the samples. I was like, at least enough to buy. A couple of them had been kind of like, oh, that was yummy. But I'm not going to buy a 6-pack of bread because I liked the bread. You know, we don't have that kind of room in our house or that amount of people. Anyway, so last time we went through, I bought a bag of popcorn and I brought that to the pastor's wives. And that's actually what I'm eating today is the white cheddar popcorn from Costco. So Costco, so far it is a love, I'm not sure I like it, kind of relationship. Loving the samples, loving the gas. They have Coca-Cola, so that is amazing. I've only gotten it twice, but because I'm like, as often as I'm here, I can't get a Coke every time I come because that's just not good for me. So I try to do like one Coca-Cola a month just because I love Coca-Cola. It's one of my favorite things to drink, but I need to limit it. So yes, about once a month I'm doing that. So Costco, so far not super great. I'm kind of going, what am I missing, guys? What am I missing? All right, last but certainly not least, the biggest question that I get is how is Samantha doing? And how are you doing being an empty nester? Whew, that's a big one to unpack in a very short period of time. But Samantha is doing phenomenal. Like, I wish she was not doing as well as she's doing. She is super involved. She is doing great in her classes. I think she feels like she's a little behind because she's right on time with homework. Normally she's like 2 weeks ahead. And because she has so much going on and she's volunteering and she's going to chapels and she's going out with her friends and, so many things, like she's involved in too many groups at this point. That's the mom's perspective, but she is so busy. Like we're trying to figure out how to get her home for my mom's birthday. And it was like, well, I can't do this time. I can't do this. I mean, I'm like, okay, do you have time in December? Like, her birthday is in October, but can we get you for December? I mean, it is just incredible. She's volunteering with our district youth department and helping out as often as she can there. Like, she is just super involved. She's still looking for a church home, but I'm sure she'll get there. She's just trying out a bunch of different churches to kind of figure that out. So that's what she's doing. Now, how are we doing? It's a lot easier to be happy when your kid is happy. And she is doing phenomenal. She did come home for a couple hours on Sunday. We came home Saturday night around 11 o'clock. Kevin spoke in the morning at a church, and she showed up around lunchtime and stayed. And that was super fun. Other than that, we haven't seen her a whole lot other than dropping things off when she needs them because she's only 20 minutes away. So I'll be like, hey, do you need soap? And we'll drop off soap. So she did come home and do some grocery shopping in our house, picking up soap and different things like that at our home. But we are doing really well. I will be honest with you, someone said to me right before this happened, that they were sad for about 2 weeks and then they were just fine. And I looked at them like, what are you talking about? Like, my whole world has evolved around this young lady for 20 years. I prayed for her for 10 years. Okay, she's only 18, but so 19 years, my world has been evolved around her. I prayed for her for 10. Like, I feel like my whole adult life has been surrounded around this child. How in the world am I going to be okay in 2 weeks? And you know what? I am really enjoying, first of all, that my house is clean and it's just two of us. So it is just kind of easy to keep clean. Not that she's messy. She's actually not messy at all, but having one less person, I am enjoying trying to figure out food, and it has been really kind of a fun adventure because I'm trying new things that I know she didn't necessarily like, so we're going to retry them and see what we think. And I wish you could hear my house right now. Okay, you just did in that 3 seconds there. My house is silent. She actually came home and went, "Was it this quiet when I was home?" And I'm like, "No, I don't think it was." Maybe it was. I don't know. But it has been a fun journey. You know, I really like Kevin, so that has made life a little bit easier, that I enjoy his company. And so we're not home often enough to really get too upset. The dog has been at my mom and sister's a lot lately. I'm kind of thinking he's a little confused at which house he actually belongs to. He's home for 3 days this week, and then he goes back because we're on our way out of town again. But that's just the season that we're in, running, and we all understand that. I just feel like God has been so faithful and knew exactly what I needed in this season. And that, you know what? It is kind of sad that she's gone, but it's also been what opportunities are for me out there. And I don't know if you're in that season of change, you know, that season that things are kind of shifting and getting wild, but I want you to look around and think about what opportunities are available for you. So I'm actually going to the library this afternoon and picking up books on a new craft opportunity kind of thing that I want to do. The Pastor's Wives event is, I'm able to focus on that. I'm able to focus on the ministry. I'm able to focus on things that I didn't have the bandwidth to care about before, because I was taking care of another human being. And now I don't really need, there's still things I keep in contact with her and keep on top of things, but I'm not doing the daily things for her anymore. And so that has been kind of I have an opportunity with time. And so I just hope that as you're kind of walking through life right now, that you look around and God goes, you know what, I'm giving you an opportunity here, walk through the door. And that's my prayer for you, is as I've kind of just given you a quick life update and nothing really spectacular, but I just really felt like when I was doing this podcast that God was like, I want the people that are listening to know that I've got opportunities for them if they just look. I am willing to open a new door and open something new in your life if you just take a moment and go, God, I want a new opportunity, because He's already got it ready for you. Well, that's all I have for you this week. I hope that my rambling wasn't a little bit too much. Come back next week. We'll do something different. It'll be okay. If you have more questions, let me know. I love answering your questions, and I'm honestly telling you, all of the questions I just answered, I have been asked at least 15 times. So I thought I'm just going to come on and answer them all. Let's just do this. But you can find me at Real Life with Jenny on Instagram and on Facebook. You can support this podcast by going to buymeacoffee.com/Real Life with Jenny. You can also go to christconnection.cc/Jenny. All of my info is there. I'm getting ready for another big conference that I actually get to do a booth at Thrive, and I'm giving away tea. So if you're going to Thrive, come by and see me. Say hi. I want to see you. It's in October, I believe, sometime. Come by, say hi, get a cup of tea, and just let's give each other a hug. Let's go for it. So super excited about what God's doing. I just pray that your eyes are open this week to new opportunities to do something for God or do something for yourself. You all have a great week.